The spring actually went for the offense. You've talked to us a lot about install and things like that.
Yeah.
So here we are, 15 practices in.
Mm-hmm. I think it went really well. Going against a really good defense, but learning the receivers, like I've said in the past, isn't easy. But we're definitely doing real good, and me and all the guys getting more reps with the ones and twos. We've had a lot of cycle through, but it's been good. Everybody learning about each other, and the O-line's doing a great job, and we're putting in a lot. We put in a lot of stuff this spring, so there's not too much more we'll put in for fall camp for the season. So everybody has a good grasp on it, but it's been good.
As much effort as you've made personally to build a chemistry and a rapport with the receiver corps, to have guys get injured. I know that's part of football, but to have guys get injured and miss time, and who knows when they're going to be back. How does that affect what you do?
I mean, it sucks. Like, as a person, it sucks. Like, me and Giovanni, I went to his hotel room last night. He was staying in a hotel, and he's just a great human, so for that to happen really sucks. Like, it does. But it's football, like you said, and that's just the way it is. And you build relationships with everybody so that if one person you built a relationship with goes down, there's more relationships that you have. And there's a lot of talent on this team, and we're at Oklahoma, so there's talent everywhere, and it's just getting to it and getting everybody to their most potential.
John, and how fun has it been to teach this offense along with Arbuckle?
Oh, it's been really fun. Me already knowing it has helped because I'm getting to my third year in it and helping everybody out because I know how it should look and I'm excited to see what it's going to become.
John, I know you're probably aware of just how bad this thing was last year offensively, and there's a lot of returning guys. Ben kind of talked about building up their confidence, the little victories. Have you sensed that, and how have you maybe helped build some of those guys' confidence back up?
Yeah, first of all, they're hungry for it. Like you said, it wasn't successful last year, and they don't like that. Nobody likes that. Everybody here is competitive, and they want it really bad. So, it's not hard to get it out of them. But there is a little culture shift that's happened, and that's going to keep happening. Just like getting used to scoring touchdowns and celebrating and being happy for everybody, and then playing complementary football with the defense is something that's going to happen. But it's not easy, but it's definitely trending that way.
They're a different phase of the offseason here. How much growth can you have between now and fall camp when it's just the player-led stuff and the stuff you guys can do in the summer?
I think a lot of the growth in the offseason comes in the summer because there's so much player-led stuff. The leaders have to come out, and you build a structure of leaders and followers, and you really build a culture. Because when the coaches aren't there, if everybody wants to goof off and the leaders want to goof off, you're not going to get anything out of practice. That's not going to happen here. We're going to have good practices without the coaches, and we're going to get better. And then, the summer is about investing. You have so much time, no classes, and then you can just do whatever you want. And then as long as you choose to play football and get better at football, then it's great.
Sorry about that.
That's good.
What are some of the specific areas that you've tried to push yourself since getting to Norman, and what has the result of that been?
I think a lot of it is just being more calm in the pocket. I have athletic ability, and I can get out and break tackles, which I really enjoy. But just being able to really sit there and digest the defense and go through my reads is something that I'm trying to get better at every day. A lot of the cover zero stuff, it's not easy for anybody, but just having a plan, before every play, having a plan. And this defense brings a lot at us, so it's good for me because I'm learning and they challenge me. But I'd say that's what I need to do. And I've been watching a lot of Joe Burrow because his feet are just so calm. They don't move sometimes. And I don't think I'll get to that point, but to watch the extreme of the calm feet, I'll get at least halfway there, and that would be just fine.
John, considering you're from Woodham, Texas, how cool is it just to perform on the big stage only a couple hours from home?
Yeah, actually, a lot of my family drove up. They're in the back right there. They snuck in. But it's great. When I was at Washington State, they couldn't travel like that to come see me, but now they're here, and they're just it's awesome being closer to home, being around friends and family.
John, how do you feel about your offensive line and kind of the chemistry with that group coming out of this spring?
I really think they're doing a good job. A lot of people will talk about them and question them, but they're doing a great job, and their coach is doing real good, and they want it too. I was just talking about the receivers earlier, they're hungry for it, and they don't want to suck, and I don't think they did, but they haven't at all, and they're doing a really good job, and they're just going to get better.
We talked about the progression of the tight ends this spring, especially the last couple of practices, last few practices, couple of weeks. From your perspective, how have those guys come along?
I think they've been doing fabulous because as a tight end in this offense, you have to know everything because we move them around so much. Their position in the offense changes a lot, so you have to know the schematics of every play to be able to figure out your role in that play because they have to block, run, catch. Like, it's not easy. But I do think they're doing a great job. We have a lot of depth at that position, a lot of competition, which they enjoy, and they're good people too. I've heard their meetings are pretty fun. So, they're doing a good job.
John Ben mentioned to us that he felt like implementing the offense, the guys kind of got it quicker than he realized. Did you kind of have that sense following the spring that they kind of picked it up faster than?
Yeah, definitely. We had a couple OTAs before spring ball, and there's flowing. Now there's a couple busts here and there, of course, because like we'd rather you play fast and make a mistake than play slow and do the right thing. Because if you play slow and do the right thing, you're not even doing the right thing. So as long as they play fast, the offense will work, and then playing fast and obviously doing the right thing is ideal. And they're getting there, and they're doing a good job.
Do you ever have to play good cop to Coach Arbuckle's bad cop at times?
We're typically on the same side of things. There's enough good copping around here, and you got to get on to some people here and there. But I mean, sometimes, right? He gets pretty intense and says we're not doing good enough, and it's my job to pick everybody up. But sometimes when we're not doing good enough, we're actually not doing good enough. So I'm not gonna go tell him. I'm not gonna go lie to him.
Do you think his intensity has surprised people that haven't been around him before?
Maybe, just because when we're not on the field, he's so calm and chill and builds great relationships with us. Like, he's young. So, yeah, probably. It surprises me sometimes. He just yells out of nowhere. It's like, what are you doing? No, but he's great. He's great.
John, you built your relationship with him in Pullman. Were there things over these past 4 months that you learned about him, watching him operate in a different space?
I think, like, to me, seeing him talk in front of a group of people is normal, and he's really good at it. But to all these guys, like, they're surprised by how good he is in front of the team. He's really good at talking. Well, I was like, oh, okay, like normal. But I didn't realize to the scale of how good it was because I'm just used to it. But I think that's what I've learned is, like, he's just a good talker, and he's good at building relationships and making people buy into his system.
Was talking about, one of the keys to coaching quarterbacks is just breathing confidence into the position. How have you kind of experienced that, having, worked under him for a few years now?
Yeah, he definitely believes in that. Like, he'll never sit in there and tell us, oh, we're not good enough to do this. Like, he wants us to try things, especially spring ball. Like, we're going to try the tight window throws to see if we can make them. And he's never like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's never came out of his mouth, and he just says he's pushing, and especially me, like he wants me to try it and make mistakes, and he's confident in me, and I know that. He doesn't really have to say it to me for me to know that. Here and there, I'm still young. It helps, but yeah, he's all about confidence, and as a quarterback, you need it. If you're not confident, you'll be hesitant. If you're hesitant, it's not going to work. So.
Was there a time when you were together at Washington State where you kind of had that realization, like, well, he really believes in me that I can make these about this offense?
I wouldn't say there was like a moment, but I think after our Fresno State game, we just got in such a groove. We just felt it. He didn't like say it to me or. Now Coach Kuz is also a big part in that. We would meet every Sunday and weekly, and they both believe in me. And it's a great feeling to have at least two people believe in me, and then the whole building at Washington State believed in me, and that's just what I want to do here.
John, you talked a little bit about the offseason, but for you personally, how do you kind of approach it? Is it watching a lot of film? Is it getting together with different guys on the offense? Is it a lot of everything?
A lot of golf. No, I'm just kidding. There will be golf, but watching film, breaking down to spring ball, and we have cut-ups about every completion, every incompletion, interception. I will just go through that and see what my mistakes are, and so that'd be the first thing. And then we have a bunch of exit meetings, so getting to see what the coaches think of me and how I did. And then in the summer is a lot of player meetings and getting to know because, Deion only had a couple practices, and then people like that coming back from things and just getting to know the rapport of the receivers and just learning them more and more.
You mentioned even just golf. Like, is there like a getting away from football?
Yes.
That's kind of important.
It's great if you can get away from football and hang around your teammates. I love football and I love everything that comes with it, so I don't need to fully get away, and just forget about it. Some people do. Some people are wired that way, not because they don't love it, but just because they need a break, and that's okay. I might take some time, just chilling, but my mind won't be chilling. Like, my body will get a rest, but there's always something, and that's how I go with it, but everybody's different.
I know there was a comfort level, you coming here, because Ben was coming here. But what have you learned about Brent Venables as a coach, and how do you guys kind of, coexist with your personalities?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty intense and he's pretty smart, It's fun seeing him get mad because we do something good, not seeing him get mad because I do something bad, So it's good. I mean, we've been good. We've had a lot of good conversations about football and about life, and he was obviously good in the recruiting process. This is the only visit I took, so he did pretty good. So it's been a good relationship, and we just keep getting better.
Joe, we talked to you about getting acclimated to this defense and just the team speed and stuff. How important was, when you talk about Coach Arbuckle saying you need to try a bunch of stuff during the spring, how important was that this spring, knowing these defenses you'll see this fall?
I mean, it was really myself wanting to know how the difference in speed. I'm obviously coming from a lower level. It's not a bad level by any means, but it's lower. It's not the SEC. I mean, this is one of the best, most confusing defenses in the country. So being able to do it and do it at a high level it's been fun. And I wasn't sitting there I really need to try to fit this in window, but I wasn't holding back, and it worked out just fine. So I plan on not really holding it back. So.
Something else Ben talked about was adjusting to expectations when you come to a place like Oklahoma. From your perspective, you're a guy that led the nation in touchdowns and top 5 in total yards and all that. Expectations are, he's going to come to Oklahoma and do that here. From your perspective, how does that work mentally to adjust to those expectations?
I mean, that is the expectation. I don't sit there and wake up every morning I need this many touchdowns, this many yards. Winning games is the only goal. And winning games and doing it for the team, in turn, those things should happen because this offense should be pretty explosive. And then running the ball and the +1 run game is really what gets those extra touchdowns in there, which, sorry, running backs. I'm not saying that's going to happen this year, but that's just what happened last year. But that would be cool, to do that again. It was cool to do it last year. But we'll see. I'm just trying to win games.
Do you get any feedback from the players about, just getting through this Arbuckle offense, good, bad, Are they enjoying it?
Yeah, they love it. It's creative, and even today, apparently we did some stuff we hadn't done all spring ball, and I was like, what are y'all talking about? But Kobe and Kip came up to me and talking about us doing trick plays, and we didn't do any trick plays. It's just confusing, which is good about the offense, and it challenges defenses, and that's what's good. And, if you score, they're going to like whatever you do. We can just run inside zone the whole time, but if we're scoring, they're going to say it's the greatest thing ever. That's how anything goes. But they like it, and it challenges the offense along with the defense. And for everybody to get to know the playbook is not easy, but they're getting it.
You learned the most about Oklahoma, this place, since you arrived.
Well, today, how many fans came out? That was nothing compared to games, I guess, but signed a couple autographs, But the passion of the fans, I'd say, and then just the history. There's so much history here, and a lot of my friends from back home have taught me about the history because I didn't know. Didn't know. But I'm getting to know, and hopefully we can make more.
John, what have you thought of the offensive line so far?
I think they're doing really good. Like I said earlier, they're just building more connection within them, and because the O-line, you got to learn each other, learn the guy next to you, and the coach is doing a great job.